Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! It is not rise for Manchester United. Good evening, everybody. Manchester United currently getting absolutely thrashed at Liverpool. Listen, it's glorious to see. I mean, you know, the Man United fans, you know, who have basically have said for years how they should win everything. 3-0 to Liverpool now. Sadio Mane. It will be checked by video.
Offside.
It'll be checked. It'll be checked. But then again, you know, it's deepest condolences. I mean, but I have to say, by the way, absolutely class of the Liverpool fans in the 7th minute there for Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, despite all the hatred they have for the clubs, you know, that was absolutely something special for Cristiano's little baby. And wow, just incredible. I mean, even the hairs on my arm stood up when they did that. And absolutely class touch from Liverpool Football Club, despite you know, the rivalry itself. However, let's turn our attentions to Newcastle United, and of course a fantastic victory on Sunday, which we'll talk about with the gang, and also tomorrow night a very, very difficult fixture at home to Crystal Palace. I genuinely believe we'll get 3 points again and solidify our status as champions elect for next season. He says, but you never know. I'll just go through a few quick comments before we bring well, there's some rabble waiting in the green room, I can see, but there is some spaces available if you do want to get on the show, guys. The link is pinned at the top of the comments, so make sure you click on it and get yourself live on the show and have your say on all things Newcastle. Adrian Jackson, new member. I know he's in the green room as well, making his debut on the fan forum tonight. So thank you for the membership. Jim's in the house. Andrew's in the house. Ronald's in the house. Luke, good evening. Adrian, good evening. Of course, he's already there. Why am I saying that? The Canucks in the house. He's in the green room as well. V, good evening to you. Pedro, evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Gary says, evening, Paul and panel and everyone. I thought I'd prepare myself for the show by watching Bruno's winner for the umpteenth time. Well, if you want to have a good laugh, go and watch the Man United Liverpool game, because you'll laugh at them. It's 3 now. Yes. Will it be given, though, or will it be offside again? He's saying no. Who knows? Who knows? Toon said good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, wherever you are in the world, indeed. V says, I couldn't tell you how many times I've watched it now. Bloody brilliant. Bruno the Flying Magpie stealing the win. Adrian says, I've lost count how many times I've watched it. A lot of people have, to be honest. Liverpool smashing Man U. John will be he'll be having a heart attack. Let's all laugh at Man United 2-0 down. We should be looking to overtake those frauds along with Arsenal. Crisis club, those two. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Good evening, Georgia. Gary says, I'm starting to think Paqueta, or Paqueta, as Statman will say, with all the NUFC posts he's liking, is saying, come and get me, please. I'm all yours if you want. I think he's going to be a Newcastle player next season, but we'll see. Good evening, Tom. Hello, Ash. Shane in Australia was going to jump on today, but got COVID, so I'll have to give it a kiss. Don't want to do that with COVID, mate. I think you'll give it a miss, though. Hopefully next Wednesday. No problem at all, buddy. Be nice to have you on. I think he'll be making his debut. By the way, we do have another members giveaway tonight. Let me just have a look. It is the Newcastle Miscellany book. Now, this it's written by Mike Bolan, but it's got a forward by Les Ferdinand. And it's basically a little sort of cuts of newspaper reports and the Newcastle strips over the years and things like that. So it's a really, really good book. So if you haven't read it, it might be worth it. So you have to be a member. You've got to be in it to win it, as they say. So do get your membership joined up, because we will be drawing that at the end of the show. Good evening, George. Hope you're well, mate. Julie's in the house. Good evening, all. Enjoy the show. Keep it respectful. No all caps and duplicates. And don't forget to click the thumbs up and subscribe to Toon Review. Roy says, hi, all. Wonder what is going to be on tonight. God knows. Well, we may as well bring everybody on. We've got Adrian making his debut. We've got some prisoner called Chippers. We've got Ryan. We've got the King of Qatar. We got the mafia boss who seems to be sideways, and we've got Annie. Paul, what the hell's going on, man? Oh, God, he's got his muscle top on the night. Jesus Christ, he's ready for a fight.
He's gone the other way.
Paul, you're making us bloody seasick, man. What you doing?
You want tuxedo?
Honestly, my goodness me. Anyway, right. Adrian, good evening to you.
Good evening.
I believe that was a renewal, your membership, so thanks very much, mate.
That's right.
What did you think of Sunday's game?
Yeah, it was absolutely a proper old-fashioned Newcastle match, I think, with going the goal down, then getting the equaliser, and then waiting right into the end to get that winner. Bruno, bloody amazing. A steal at 35 mil, I think. An absolute steal.
He's something special, without a doubt.
Definitely.
Yeah. Trolls, thank you for the 50 Norwegian kroner. Again, very, very kind. Thank you so much for that super chat. V is still buzzing. Tom says, Man United, they're going to sink. Keep on sinking. Yes. In the tune to Rise, of course. I'm torn between you and Man U's thrashing, but you win. Thank you, Dave. You can have it on. Just turn the volume off and listen to us rabble on, and then you can watch Man United get destroyed. I mean, when you've got Harry Maguire and Phil Jones in your defence, what do you expect? I mean, holy hell. Majestic, good evening. Danielle's watching tonight, having a night off. Good evening, Mark. Right, Chippers, it wasn't the greatest of game on Sunday, but we got the job done.
No, it wasn't the greatest on the eye, was it? I mean, I got frustrated at the times because I thought we could have done a bit more, and I felt that they may have tired a bit more for the fact that I had a game 3 days beforehand, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, performances don't matter at the minute as long as you get the results, and we can build on the performances when we get the better players, and then at the next season, and hopefully go kick on, And I just want to say my thoughts go to John Sinclair on this performance by Man United, because it's absolutely hilarious to watch.
I thought you'd have something to say about that, yeah. Indeed. Ryan, green screen.
I don't have one. I'm just playing around with it.
That looks all right, man. It looks all right, but you need to get one, because sometimes you'll go all John Sinclair and you'll be turned into a silhouette. But listen, John's improved that. Actually, he's got some good lighting there now. Michael Marston, thank you for $44.99 super chat, matey. You are an absolute legend, a legend of the channel. Thank you so much again, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, matey, at the game. And thanks for your continued generosity and promotion of the channel. It's incredible, mate. Thank you. James says, Kraft has proved us all wrong. How brilliant. Ryan, what do you think of the Swedish Cafu's sort of rise?
Well, I've said before, I feel like he's been slowly improving. And I think that Leicester game was just a huge, example of it for me. If he continues this up, I think you have to argue that, right now, everyone would say Joe Linton most improved player this season, but I think maybe you could give Kraft a shout if he keeps it up, to be honest, because he's given 7 out of 10s each week, and last week against Leicester, he was probably an 8 or 9 for me.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, I don't think he's played enough games to get. I know where you're coming from, but I don't. Yeah, Joe Linton for me is winning that hands down. I don't think anybody's going to challenge him for most improved player.
Well, it's like what I said, for Brighton too, he made good blocks and good clearances. He's doing his job basically, but you saw it against Leicester where he exceeded expectation that time.
Yeah. Well, we've got Charlie, the Leicester fan, in the chat tonight. I guess I'm eating humble pie. A draw would have been fair. Bruno looks a very good player. Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was going to be a draw for all the love in the world, Roy, but it changed in that 95th minute when the flying Brazilian eagle, Bosch.
Yep. I would have took a point before the game, and at one point we were getting beat 1-0, and Burnley were winning. And I thought, oh, here we go again. The table, the gap was smaller. I think it was 6 points or something.
Yeah.
And then everything turned around. And then at the 93rd minute, I was like, ref, please whistle, just whistle. And then that ball on the left, and usually we'll hoof it. And it passed, and it went to Willock, and then he did the run. And I mean, thank God it wasn't Maximan there with the ball, because I thought he would have dribbled and tried to do something.
Well, yeah, he wasn't on the pitch, was he?
And I mean, I love him, but yeah, everything worked out at the end. We deserve it. Maybe a draw would have been the fair result at the end, but 3 points. Happy days.
I mean, Leicester had a lot more possession than us, but they didn't do anything really with it. Renier says, what about the Haaland to Man City story? 500k a week after the clause is triggered. Yeah, I heard that today. Listen, if they're going to do that, let them. I mean, they're panicking now, you see, because they know Newcastle are going to be hot on the heels very, very soon. So they're trying to get these big name players wrapped up as quick as you can. But listen, there's plenty out there. You know, Haaland doesn't make a team. That's it. You know, it'll be very interesting considering he hasn't played in the Premier League, so he may not be this. It may take him a while to get started. So let's just wait and see. He might not even go to Man City yet. These are just rumors that are going to be around for a long time to come. Paul, how did you find the game? I mean, I saw you before the match, obviously, but how did you find it? Was it? I mean, it was a hard game to kind of summarize, really, because Leicester had a lot of the ball, didn't really do anything with it. We had opportunities but couldn't score. I mean, it was weird.
It went flat for a little while. I'm like, what's going on? Then all of a sudden, they would start playing, then it'd stop, then we'd start. But I think the biggest thing was the fans. I've never heard it be so loud. It was, you know, when he scored that goal, and then he jumped out on somebody in front of us.
Yeah, I mean, there was quiet spells in the game without a doubt, and when it did go a bit of a lull, but then, you know, the atmosphere at the end was just absolutely incredible, and those are the kind of things that stick in your mind from this season, despite the poor start and who we had at the start of the season as running the club as manager. We were going nowhere, and then suddenly just
it was in the streets as well. It was so good in the streets.
Coming out the ground in the streets, it was just buzzing the whole place. Sean says, even every time I watch Bruno goal, it gets me emotional. Yeah, it does, and it's just quite incredible. Good evening, Darren. Evening all. I hope they batter the Manx tonight to protest the way they are and not even be called out by the media as a joke after the crap we all got. We are replacing them now, though. How are the lads? Yep, we certainly are. It's coming up to half time. It's still 2-0. Geordie Bill's in the house. Good evening. Imagine the three Brazilians in midfield. So exciting. Plus, if we had Diego Carlos, if that's allowed with 4 Brazilians in the squad, imagine the flair. I don't think there's any rule on that, to be honest. I've tried looking it up, and I cannot see any rule that says we can't have 4 Brazilians. Listen, Arsenal didn't have any English people a few years ago. Let's be fair. Roy wants to know: is the mafia boss on a submarine? Paul, are you 100 foot underwater in the North Sea at the minute?
No, I'm in the Grand Bairns room. This is the bed.
Whoa! Did shake the phone again, mate? I've just recovered, man.
You look like you live in Nova Scotia in a trailer park.
Oh, yeah. He dresses like
nothing wrong with no fees.
He looks like a truck driver tonight. You got egg on your top, Paul?
No.
Have you got egg on your top and a collection of porn magazines on your left-hand side? And you'd be a proper truck driver then?
No.
Yeah, I would have a look under the kids' blankets when they're older, I tell you.
Hang on a second. No, not under there.
Gary says Fulham are 3-0 up against Preston, so their promotion party's well and truly started. Toon just says, if we finish where we are or above, what would be acceptable next season, and how long will Eddie get if we start poor next season, as it took 3 losses to have foolish fans. Look, we're not going to have a bad start next season. I can absolutely say it. PDK wonders, is that dude on the bottom in a cell? Well, I'm not sure whether they're talking about. Is he talking about Paul or is he talking about Annie? Because Annie's on the toilet. He films in his bathroom.
I'm not.
Speaking of toilet, Annie, how's Bristol City?
I'll let you know we got a point against Sheffield United, so we're not that bad.
Well, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are.
What about Steve Bruce as well? Annie, how's he doing as well?
Yeah, he's not going to stay next season.
You know,
I think he's on his wish list.
I think we all know he's not going to stay next season. But yeah, City are not great. Let's move on.
Yeah, well, no, let's touch on Steve Bruce because, you know, you're a very big advocate for Steve Bruce, Annie. It's fair to say that you know, you weren't having it, that he is basically the worst fraud of a manager that football has ever seen. But you were sticking up for him earlier, but now you think, you know, yes, you know, Paul really at the Toon review was right, Chippers was right, Billy was right, everybody was right about Steve Bruce.
Well, I don't think you're right. I think he's some of the points I've seen on Twitter, social media,
totally correct,
have been absolutely outrageous.
Oh, come on, Annie. You cannot say anything positive about Steve Bruce.
Hold on. That there was Annie's own post, though.
I mean,
some of them are outrageous. Some of them are outrageous.
Why? In what way?
So, look, managing in the Premier League, managing in the Championship, totally different things. Okay, don't shake your head.
But he shit at both. He shit at both of them.
You can't manage in any league.
That's not specifically true. West Brom, this since Bruce has taken over, basically since start of the season, have been woeful.
Right, where were Annie? Where were West Brom when he took them over? Fifth or sixth. Where are they now?
I know he's going to say here.
12, but
here's the but. I know. 2-point gap.
No. Yeah, 2-point gap between
2-point gap between 6th and 12th.
It doesn't matter.
Annie,
what do you mean it doesn't matter?
He's been in charge for 14 games and only accumulated 15 points on average, a point a game. Nearly, how's that acceptable?
And did you notice that somebody put a league table on of the 14 games of the Championship where West Brom were for the 14 games? Near the relegation zone.
We were just one place below them.
Exactly.
I mean, that shows how bad.
But we know Bristol City is shit. We're talking about Steve Bruce here, and the fact is, he is a fraud. And West Brom fans have woken up to it now. A lot of people have woken up to it now. The man is finished in football. Because if West Brom want to challenge for the Premier League next season, they have to get rid of Steve Bruce. They have to pin him.
I don't think they have to. I don't think they have to. I don't. Because they don't have another alternative to Steve Bruce.
Of course they do. There's many managers out there.
Sure. Like who?
Mrs. freaking Doubtfire could do a better job than Bruce, man. Honestly. Listen, I tell you who do a better job than Steve Bruce at West Bromwich Albion, right? The Chelsea ladies manager. There you go. No, I'm being deadly serious. No, genuinely,
here, that's not a bad shout.
Why could she not come in and do a better job than Steve Bruce? Because I tell you what, she's very well respected and she's a very good manager. So you're telling me that she couldn't come in and I wouldn't mess with that, I tell you.
I think Mr. Trumbull will do a better job than Steve Bruce.
The man is a fraud.
I'm curious the day of an actual football club employs a woman as their manager for a men's team, first team men's.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. I think it would be brilliant.
I feel like it'll come sooner rather than later.
Someone like Emma Hayes would go in there and kick some ass and get people into shape and do a far better job than that useless green-headed monster, Steve Bruce. He is absolutely dreadful. And I'm just pleased now that another team has seen just what a fraud this manager is. He ripped our club apart, Annie. He was sending us to the doldrums. He was ripping us apart, claiming he was this magnificent manager. He was destroying my football club, and I don't have any respect for him. He took £8 million out of our club to get sacked because he's a bone-idle, kebab-eating, rubbish manager. Anyway, John Sinclair's coming on, guys. Hello, John.
Hey. Just on half-time, John.
That's right, notice how John's wearing a Newcastle shirt when United are getting beat 2 at half-time.
Fair point, Annie.
Wow. I mean, John, you must be disappointed, man.
Look, I'm black and white, and you know it. Look, I watch it. I tell you what, Liverpool's taking them apart in the first half. Man.
Oh, have they not? Amazing.
This could be
God, should be the takeaway. I haven't even seen what Mark Goldbridge is doing tonight, but I think he'll be smashing things up on his watch along.
You bloody twats!
You bloody prat! Get yourself in front of goal, you bloody prat! Honestly.
Oh man, tell you what though, Paul. I mean, listen. I mean, this has got to be the worst Man U team I've seen for
Newcastle fan forum.
Yes, but I mean, let's start quickly. You talk about
We've all said it tonight. We've all said it tonight. To be fair,
anyway, but
especially when we came on. Anyway, Adit is joining us as well. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing, mate?
Good, thank you. You haven't come on to stick up for Annie and Steve Bruce, have you?
Of course not.
Is it
a best from here?
Yeah, it's just because we were having a dig at Mr. Bruce there, and suddenly you appeared in the green room, and I thought, oh, he's come off to tell me off again. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I was watching the game. Like I thought Newcastle played better against Liverpool at Anfield when you lost 3-1.
Yeah, we did.
You put up a
better performance down there, without a doubt. I was
much
there.
Better.
Yeah.
At least you were having the ball for some time. Like United can't get the ball off them.
I can't remember anything after we scored, to be honest. I kind of had a head rush, and I didn't know where I was after that until I was arguing with some Liverpool fans on the way out. Yeah, brilliant finish by John Joe Shelby.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Leicester game?
Leicester, I think draw would have been a more fair result, in my opinion. Yeah. Like that was like smash and grab, just like Everton did to you guys. You did the same to Leicester.
Well, I mean, Leicester for me.
Leicester are a very good team. Like they play some beautiful football.
They played some lovely football.
Beautiful football.
Yeah, but
like Rodgers has done such a good job for them. I saw PSV against Leicester. And that game was more entertaining than many Champions League games.
Yeah.
Very entertaining. Like some passing that they do, like seriously. When they are on top, they are like not of Man City or Liverpool's level, but they are really, really good. Very, very good team.
Yeah, I agree. Gemma has had some tomato and basil earlier. Well, congratulations, Gemma. Not sure if I've had a brush with food poisoning, but feel a bit ropey. Did I just hear Basil Brush? We'll probably see you guys next week. No problem, Jem. Get yourself sorted. Mr. Sinclair will be gutted, says Andrew. He's live on now. He's here. Darren says Haaland was always going to end up at Man City because of his dad. It'll be interesting to hear what Roy Keane's punditry will be like about him next season, though. Yes, indeed, because they don't quite get on, do they? Danielle says level 7 will be buzzing that Phil Jones started for Man United. He loves them. Love to see that rotten club Man United getting battered. Danielle, I didn't know you had anything bad to say about Man United. You've never shared it with us. Anyway, Adrian.
Yo.
We move on to Wednesday night, obviously. A very tricky game. Patrick Vieira's got Palace playing quite well this season, but then again, they're only just above us. I think we win this game. I do. I'm really confident.
I mean, everyone seems to be pointing in our direction. I think because we're at home, with it being under the lights, the atmosphere under the lights in that ground is fantastic. I think that's really going to push on the boys. Again, we're coming off the back of 2 wins. I think 3 points are ours. I'll hit the magical 40, which should be all but safe.
Well, Eddie Howe did refer to that in his press conference today about the atmosphere and under the lights, Billy. And we know what it's like. You know, when those players come out for the start of the game, the flags will be waving again, the music playing, the atmosphere will be red hot again. it's got to give you a lift, hasn't it, when you step out to see that kind of atmosphere?
Oh, absolutely. And those floodlights seem to enhance it as well, don't they? When it's a nighttime game, everyone's kind of all together and unity's immense. But I just have to issue a one-word of warning because Crystal Palace have got a good away record at these kind of grounds this season. They won at the Etihad. I mean, no one else has done that. So it's not going to be an easy game, but I'll take us to win also, and I think the fans will be a big part of that also.
Yeah, listen, I think it's a fantastic build-up now, and War Flags take a lot of credit for that, obviously. Yeah. It's just a wonderful, wonderful atmosphere. Do you see many changes in the game tomorrow night, Chips?
I don't see why we should need to. I would say that everybody put a shift in really on Sunday. It'll just be depend on if they're tired or obviously you said that there's no new injury concerns, but I think it'll be more the game will depend tomorrow night on what Palace team turns up because there could be a wounded animal after Sunday or they could just have to come and feel sorry for themselves and make a steamroll at them. I mean, we'll know straight away. We'll know straight away after 10 minutes what the game's going to be like. And I think we'll win, but I think it could be another case of Sunday all over again. We'll just have to be patient rather than, this is boring, we'll just have to bide the time.
Yeah. I think as well, I mean, we've got a game Saturday as well, don't forget, as well, away at Norwich. So 3 games in a very short space of time in 6 days. It's 3 games in 6 days, and it's tough, especially, but we've got to, I think he will make changes. I think there'll be a couple of changes possibly at Norwich. I don't think he make any tomorrow because he want the home game to get the 3 points, get us over the line as far as relegation is concerned, which I believe, we're already there anyway. Sorry?
Lucas, De Ball, Turner, Cook. Why not playing some kids? Like it's already confirmed, no?
Well, hopefully, I think, when it's mathematically
Dylan Stephenson as well.
Yeah, I think he will when it's all confirmed. Hopefully, he will anyway because
Elliot Anderson is a good player. Like he's one guy who can make the cut.
Who's that? Sorry,
Elliot Anderson.
Yeah. Well, he's on loan. He's on loan at the minute, so he won't be involved.
Rovers, right?
Yeah. But there is some kids who I'd like to see come through and maybe play one game at least this season. The likes of Stevenson and
Kel Watts.
He's on loan at Wigan.
Wigan. No, he has come back, right?
He's still at Wigan.
Who's the black kid with the dreads?
West Brom I would like to see
Nottingham.
I would like to see De Bolle and Nunes come on and play.
Yeah. Santiago Munez would be a great one to have a look at as well. So. Interesting.
Didn't West Brom lose 4-0?
Yes, they did.
They are not getting promoted, right? In press conference, he was talking like
too far.
I wouldn't have come if there was no promotion chances. That's what he said. Like he was bossing like he's some top level manager, isn't he?
Yeah, well, that's Steve Bruce here. The man's a fraud. I've said it many times. There's a couple of people asking in the chat if the ex-Wolves manager is in the fan forum tonight, which is obviously talking about Roy. He does. You do look a bit like him. Have you ever been likened to him before?
No, I thought everyone thinks I look like Pep.
How come we're only hearing this
You
now?
look like Nuno Espirito Santos. Yeah, you do look like him.
No, not bad though.
Yeah, I think you've been a bit optimistic saying Pep. He's a good-looking man, Roy.
West Brom should get him actually. That he would be a good appointment for them. Nuno
Who's
Espirito
that?
Santos.
Yeah. I think
he would be a wonderful appointment.
Definitely. Novik says, Ryan, you look like you have the thing from another world behind you. Every time you move, it looks like it's coming at you. Yeah, he's just practicing with his. He kind of disappear every time you move, Ryan. You need a green screen, man. It doesn't work without one. Poor King says, I went to Benfield School with Bruce. He was a wanker and a teacher's pet, therefore didn't have one fight at school. There you go. Gary says, there's plenty of Sunday League managers who could do a better job. Bruce has blagged the coaching career. Sean Dyche would be amazing at the bag, he says, Julie. That
Isn't Tyndall better than Bruce? What's
Who,
thoughts on that? Jason Tyndall. He's assistant.
We're not losing Jason Tyndall. No.
I'm just asking, just for the sake of discussion.
No.
Jason Tyndall tried at Bournemouth once. Absolutely woeful.
Oh, shut up, Annie. Anyway.
He wasn't woeful, actually.
Anyone's better than Bruce.
He was, actually. He was. He had Danjuma, Solanke, the best players in the championship at the time, and he had them sixth in the league.
6 is not too bad. 6 is all right, isn't it? 6 is playoffs, right?
Yeah.
But listen,
that season, it was just Norwich and the rest. He had Bournemouth 6.
I tell you, I think Bungle and Zippy could do a better job than Steve Bruce, man.
Who's that?
Oh, yeah. Of course he could.
Really good, but they can't be number one.
Listen, Steve Bruce is yesterday's news, people. He is finished. And Paul said he's a fraud.
He's gone.
He's done.
Paul says, love how quiet the media is on Bruce now. Apparently he was doing a good job here. House made a mockery of him. Sean Dyche at West Brom, he would get the promotion in a year. Without a doubt, I think it's a fantastic shout.
Ex-Bristol City player. Just saying.
God almighty. There's just, you're just a different breed, you, Annie. You really are. You're just a different breed. Who dropped off there? Oh, I did, yeah. We've got a couple waiting. So first one in is Nick. Good evening.
All right.
Yep. Yeah. See, you're still alive. You haven't been battered yet, which is impressive.
Oh, she has. She's hit his. She fucking dove through the air like Bruno, man.
It's a cry for help. Hostage message.
I hope you get the tickets now, like Paul. I took a hard punch.
Yeah. Royce says Paul, Newcastle ladies manager, could have done a better job than Bruce. Gemma says Billy has a thing for Sean Dyche. Is that right, Billy?
People that sound like Sean Dyche, perhaps.
You sound like him.
No,
nothing like him.
You don't sound like you got a razor blade in your throat for a start.
People that sound like Sean Dyche, I have a thing for. Well, one person in particular that used to sound like Sean Dyche.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying, but these like who are thinking, God, I didn't know that about him.
I know what you mean. Mike Ashley and Steve Bruce, 2 worst men in English football. Fact. Gemma says hello to John. Our players played awful under Bruce. Now they play good football and never give up. Yep. John seems happy considering his team is 2 down. This evening, John. Finish your red show with Maisie. Oops. Better show your face on a Toon show. Goldbridge says there are donkeys on Blackpool Beach. Yeah, he'll be hammering them tonight. He'll be hammering them. Absolutely. What's going on there?
It looks like it's an issue with the ref's gear.
Oh yeah! Oh God! I didn't want to see
Martin
Atkinson stripping off my God, my eyes.
That might be taken every day.
Dear Christ! Oh dear! Wow! Oh God! They are. I've got stars in my eyes. Anyway, let's talk about St. Maximin, shall we? It sort of heated debate over many weeks. Roy, I thought he was better. I thought he was better on Sunday, but again, it was just that final product that he. I've said in the review that when I was watching him in the warm up, and towards the end of the warm up, when they do the shooting practice, and he was playing the 1-2 with a coach, and then he was beautifully bending the ball into the bottom corner, and then when he does the same during a match, he seems to just sky it. I mean, is he just getting that little rush of blood to the head and not sort of just keeping himself calm?
I think he's under pressure. He does the hard bit, and then just about to pull the trigger, and then he did one in the second half, and he just basically passed the ball to the keeper. And then he had one when he did a nice run, went through 3 or 4 players, and then he passed it to no one. And then he smashed the ball at TS7. Yeah. So I think he's just a bit under pressure, and just needs to calm down and play it simple. That's why I'm saying thank God it wasn't him who got the ball in the last minute, because he wouldn't have crossed the ball.
I mean, it was a wonderful play. I mean, honestly, if Matty Target had held off the player and then rolled out for a goal kick, Dubravka takes it, blows the whistle, it's over. And he didn't even blast it away. He played the ball up the line to Willock, and the rest is history. I mean, really great composure. Nick, what do you think of ASM's performance?
Well, he is getting better. Like, in that game, you could see he's trying, but like Roy was saying before, he puts too much pressure on himself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just needs to try and relax a bit more, really.
Yeah.
But we'll see as we get better players. Like, teams won't be able to put 4 and 5 men on him. Because there'll be someone on the other side who's just as good. So they've got to have 2 men on at all times. So then he'll start to play better.
I mean, I just hope that we see, we managed to see people working with him and trying to. But then again, if he's doing it in training, if he's cutting in like he is, and he's sticking them in the net, it's just the game. He can't actually turn around and do it. I find it amazing. I mean, Paul, what do you reckon? I mean, you were there at the game on Sunday. I mean, were you frustrated? Because it seems like a lot of fans were getting frustrated because he was doing the difficult thing, and when it came to the easy thing about sticking the ball in the back of the net, he balloons it over.
Yeah, it just seems like at the minute there's no finishing him. I don't know why, because we all know he can do it. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating, but he did track back and sort of defend. I would say sort of, but to me, he still doesn't run enough. He's just, you can see him, he's looking from the park saying, where will I go now? That's what I ask you anyway.
I mean, John, do you think people have worked him out now? The Premier League teams know what his game is now. It's basically, cutting inside and getting a shot away, and they're just, happy to stand off him 18, 20 yards out because, once in 20 shots, it might go towards the goal.
I have to agree with you. Look, I mean, I'm a big ASM fan, you know that, right? But it's his final ball. But I've noticed that as well as the last couple of games, ages ago as well, but they have worked him out as well. I mean, he's so predictable, right, at times, but I was seeing unpredictable, so I was seeing something different. But it's always the same. When you get 2 or 3 players around him, right, he doesn't know what to do. But honestly, he's a game changer. I said that, you said it as well. But it's the final ball, Paul. It's the final ball. Oh, and by the way, his shooting needs improving as well. You know what I mean? This shooting's not the best, isn't it?
On Sunday, but it was brilliant. It was brilliant in the warm-up, and that's what really annoys me. Watching him hitting first-time shots right in the corners, and he just can't do it in the game. It's really frustrating, but I thought he was better, and I think hopefully once he gets one in the goal, and he starts to get going again, which will be great.
One thing I will say quickly, Paul, if we get better players around him in the summer, right, so it's going to make him a better player, I think you're going to see a different ASM. But this is why I want him to stay next season, right, see what he does. And then if they can improve him, then he might improve himself. But like you said, he needs to work on his finishing. That is the thing. If he gets it on the target and he makes a save, cool. But plays it over the bar, wide, it is so frustrating. All the hard work he does, it just goes to waste at the end of the day. With poor finishing.
I don't know about this better player stuff because you got Matt Target, Joe Linton, and it's just Chris Wood for me. It's just a better striker. And I think
this is it. He's not got confidence in the forward players with him. There was one occasion Sunday where he went past 2 or 3. He pointed to Miggy to run into a space where he was going to play the ball. Miggy looked at him and then stopped. And Miggy and ASM had already played the ball, made ASM look stupid. But actually, the ball was a good one. If Miggy had done what
I think
ASM told him to do.
Being less selfish has been a bit of his own downfall almost because he's almost like panicking a bit. Yeah. This is why we need competition in the summer. I told this to John a million times. We need
we definitely need more. We need better forward players. Definitely,
our starting 11 is too predictable all throughout.
Yeah,
and it's a bit of a good and bad thing.
Definitely.
The thing is, as well, right? Sorry,
go on, Chippers.
I was just going to say the only thing that I'll flip it and say is I'm not going to criticize or anything like that, but it's his 3rd season now, and surely his final ball should be there. He's been here 3 years now. Surely by now his final ball should be. He surely should have been developed enough. I know we've had Buddy Cabbage as a manager and Chris House coming. He's got
to take a lot of the blame though. The previous manager because our tactics under him.
I was saying that to John too.
It was just give the ball to ASM and let him run.
No,
I think as well. He treated him unfairly by making him get favourable treatment by letting him go to France and things like that instead of saying no, you stay with the rest of us. You don't bugger off to France for a week or whatever. If you're injured, you're injured. You go and see with the people that we tell you to see, not who you want to see. And it's just that's the problem for me. I'm like, listen, I want him to be a player here. I want him to be like a legend and stuff like that. But if he's the only person that can do that, it's not down to us or anyone else. It's all down to him.
Yeah.
Do you think? Right? Do you think?
Go on, John.
So would you still keep him next season, Paul? Would you still keep him?
Yes.
You would.
Yeah.
But if we were offered ridiculous money, then yes, I'd sell him. But I think we should just not broadcast him for sale or anything. Just leave it as and keep him. But if a silly amount of money came in, then we'd have to obviously consider that. Ginger said, Paul, he's a stunt Nunes based off a film. He's not any good. Well, Ginger, 2 points on that one. It's not Nunes. That's the Benfica striker who I really hope we do get in the summer. And Munoz is actually a decent player.
I heard Adrian say Nunes earlier. He didn't say Munoz.
Yeah, I did say Nunes instead of Munoz.
Oh, Paul's gone. I don't know who he was talking to there, but he was. But then Ash says Ginger Munoz is a decent player, not just a stunt.
He's an under 23, isn't he, from Mexico?
How does any of us know unless you actually watch? I don't watch under 23 football. Like, I really can't. Like, I don't know. Find footage of that. All I can do is watch highlights. I don't know who's good, but you got to give him a try.
Yeah. We got Gemma coming on. Gemma, I thought you were ill.
Oh, it's eased a bit now. I'm all right, thank you.
All right, okay. Calpol obviously works. Very, very good stuff. How are you feeling about Newcastle at the minute? And obviously the victory on Sunday, and then we go again at St James's on Wednesday.
Oh well, like I was kind of expecting a goal on Sunday, but it was a surprise from Bruno. I couldn't believe it. The last second and whatnot.
Yeah. Brilliant header, wasn't it? I mean, is he going to be a legend at the club, do you think?
Well.
Yeah.
Like, what a header for your first ever one.
Yeah, indeed.
That was a second.
Yeah.
It was his first headed goal, Ryan.
It was.
And in fact, I read somewhere that in 71 appearances for Leon, he only scored 3 goals. He scored that already in.
Listen, I think when he signed as a defensive midfielder. There was no doubt about that. That's what he was signed as. However, and Billy, we've mentioned this on previous shows over the last few days, is the fact that, he seems to be this sort of, what did you call him yesterday, Billy? Was it you that called him? What was it?
Alex called him.
He's got a lot. He's got absolutely every quality needed to be
he's
a world-class
like a
midfielder.
Kabay player in one, isn't he? He's outstanding. And he just looks like, I mean, the heat map for him on Sunday was incredible. I mean, he literally covered every blade of grass at St James's Park. He was defending, he was attacking. And I remember a lot of people saying, when he signed, don't expect a lot of goals from him because he's not a forward player. Well, I think he's sticking that in a lot of pipes and smoking them great now, to be honest. He really is. Go on, Gemma.
I was just saying, what I loved most? Obviously, he's got ability and skill, but it was for me, like, you can see how much it meant to him. Like, when you're in a relegation battle, which obviously we're not anymore, but when you're in a relegation battle, you need players with, like, passion and enthusiasm that want to be there and want to fight for survival. And people like Bruno and Trippier, not only are they the most technically able players, but they both show a lot of passion for the cause.
Brilliant point.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. But the thing,
go on.
Sorry, Paul. I was going to say, I think the same's going to be the same for the other end of the table when we are fighting for that top spot. We're going to need those players with that passion and that grit that want to sort of see the club do well.
Yeah,
it's the fact they've got love for the badge that they're playing, the shirt that they're playing in, and the club they're playing for. Mercenaries that you get high up the league aren't going to have that same sort of commitment that we've already got with people like Bruno.
He seems very committed to the club very early on, doesn't he? He seems a very trustworthy guy as well. That he's
100%.
He's not just sort of spinning a yarn saying he wants to be a legend and that. You can tell by the way he's got that relationship with the fans already. He's just very, very, very forthright. He just loves it, and I mean, him and probably a lot of other players are thinking, wow, if it's this loud now, what could it be like if we can win something for these fans? I mean, they'll become absolute legends in their own right anyway. Caitlin says, I'm glad to see the makeup covered your black eye, Nick. Wow. Would you like to respond to that in any way, Nick?
No, if I respond, I'll get beat again.
Wow. Okay.
And I'll blame you.
Blame me? How do I get the blame?
Because you beat us yesterday for you.
Has someone else gone off there or not? My computer playing tricks with me.
No,
Danielle says, did someone say Basil Brush? Yep. Boom, 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 boom. Jim beat me to it. A lot of boom booms going on in the chat. Ref needs to send himself off for that. Well, I didn't see what it was, but never mind. Troll says, don't worry about Man United losing, John. You have Newcastle club.
What's the score like?
2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool.
I need 3.
You shouldn't bet, Nick. You lose all your money.
Can I just say, John?
When I win, you win as well, though.
Yeah. Go on, Jem.
I was just saying, can I just say to John that I'm loving his Juventus shirt?
You said that earlier.
Is that on the chat, Jem?
I didn't know you'd seen it. Sorry.
No.
Ginger says, can we not, Paul? We all know we need good goal scoring front players. Since just all about him. Can we go see if Mane wants a retirement check?
I doubt he's going to want to come to us.
I wouldn't like to put a price on Sadio Mane at the minute. A lot of money there.
Did you see his pass for the second goal?
Yeah. That was just world class. And the touch from Salah and the finish. I mean, listen, that is going to be Newcastle United very, very soon, Annie. And I think you need to come to terms with that very quickly. That, we know you're a closet magpie anyway, and you're very much looking forward to seeing who we're getting in the summer. It's just one of them things.
But one good thing, Annie, Man United might be coming to Ashton Gate pretty soon.
We've beaten them once, we can beat them again.
Hey, yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah. David says, can I come on the show, Paul? I've seen you in the waiting room before. I can only get 10 people on at once, but if you jump back into the green room, we'll see if we can get you on a bit later. But if you just wait there, then I will get you on. Gary says, do you think ASM is lacking some confidence? He seems out of sorts to me. I know his decision making is not the best, but he does seem to be passing more.
Yeah.
I genuinely think with ASM now, I think in his own mind, he knows that he's got to be better in the final third. And I think he's putting pressure on himself because he seems to be just having a rush of blood to the head, and his shooting is flying over the bar or whatever it may be. But I genuinely think if he just takes a deep breath, takes a step back and works on it, I think he'll get better. But only time will tell on that. And he's got to put in the effort as well. But if
it might help him if he can get more men in the box as well, Paul. I mean, generally, it's only Chris Wood. If Chris Wood goes near post and someone comes in behind him, we're going to see more results.
100%.
Guarantee it.
I also think that the crossing from both sides has to be better. I think many people going about Chris Wood's movement and stuff like that, but hey, if he had nothing to work on Sunday, absolutely nothing, because the crossing was abysmal, which is disappointing. Now, Richard, I'm not sure if is he a QPR fan? He is indeed. Jeff Hendrick is shite, by the way. We did kind of tell you that in the transfer window. On our transfer
No. I know. Paul, I specifically remember you saying this before he went out on loan to QPR.
Yes.
You said you'd like to see Jeff Hendrick in the team.
I did. But there was one reason for that. Annie, which you've obviously not written down because you've heard one thing and you've ran with it, right? I said to put Jeff Hendrick in because we had nobody else who could win the ball. Jeff Hendrick can win the ball. He can't do anything with the ball, but he can win it. And that was the thing that we were lacking in our midfield. And that is the reason I said for Jeff Hendrick to come in at the time. Now, however, it's completely different because we have, Pele in midfield now. We've got Joe Willock to choose from, Shelby, and, there's some other guy name I can't quite put my finger on it. I'm not sure what he's called.
Maradona. He's Maradona,
someone like that. Yeah. No, somebody else.
You see him,
Yeah, I think he's Brazilian. I'm not. I can't. His name just eludes me at the minute. Dan says Maxi needs to just calm down before the shot. Everything is so high paced that he strikes whilst tends to come. So composure goes out the window. I totally agree with that. If Maxi gets his game together in the final third, Adrian, he could be world class if he wanted to, because he's got the skills to dribble. You know, he can take a man on, but he needs that final third to come right.
Oh, definitely. I mean, again, I'm a big Maxi fan, and it is just so frustrating when he just doesn't get that final product, or he doesn't get that killer cross, and he tries to do so much, and then he does all his play acting as well when he gets tackled.
That frustrates a lot of people. That does, yeah.
I mean, he says he wants to win a Ballon d'Or. He needs to cut that out if he wants to think about going that far.
Indeed. Foxy says if Maxi was better at passing and shooting, he'd be playing for Real Madrid. He's not the full package, which is why he plays for us.
Who else got a razor on?
Someone get electrocuted.
Yeah, we've got a bogey in here. We've got a bogey
Someone got
in here.
A vibrator.
Hang on a minute. Let me do my test.
Sorry, did you say wearing a vibrator?
Yeah.
Let me do my test. Oh, it's gone now. That's weird. It seems to come and go. Was it your headphones, Billy?
Might have been. Better.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Darren says, I think ASM is just trying too hard. I think if he got an early goal, he would be unplayable. He just needs a break and to calm down a bit when he gets a chance. I mean, everybody says the same thing now. Hi, hope you're all well, guys. Please remember, we spent 3 years encouraging ASM to drop his head and go for goal. He's in transition next season. After a pre-season, he'll be electric. Nigel might be right there, you know. I mean, we just mentioned it before about Steve Bruce and the Steve Bruce factor, Roy. I mean, you know, it was literally give him the ball, and that was our tactic. Give the ball to Maxi in our own half. Let him do what he wanted with the ball. And that's why, as well, Maxi was knackered after 70 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was hoof the ball to Maxi and let him do his Maxi thing, and that's why his stats. He had 5 goals and 3 assists when under Bruce, which is better than his stats under Eddie Howe now. So, but the only reason is everybody else is playing better. The whole team's playing better, and Maxi's not doing what he was doing before, which is just get the ball and dribble.
His 5 goals, 3 assists is like all season.
Yeah. That needs to improve.
Has he had any with Eddie Howe? I don't think he's.
He scored against Man United.
He scored against Man United, didn't he?
Yeah.
The home game. Yeah. Debbie says, does anyone know how we go about getting tickets for the ladies' game at St James's? No info on the website. I believe it's just pay as you enter. I don't believe they're putting tickets on for it. It's pay at the door or pay at the gate, whatever you want to call it. £3 for adults, free for children. I'm certainly going. I'm taking the kids and Susan's with us, so we're all going. It should be a fantastic day. And, you know, I think the record for a women's home game in this country is 27,000, and they're really looking to beat that. It's a big game for them as well. It would just be lovely to see them well supported on the day itself. So I'm certainly going. I mean, £3, you know, and kids go for nothing. It's fantastic. Wagner says, I would absolutely love Paqueta on Newcastle, but I think the team needs a right winger, centre back, and a striker first. Listen, we wouldn't need a sudden striker if we had Paqueta and Bruno in the middle. We could just play, you know, sod it. You know, we could just play with 10 men. In fact, just play with Bruno and Paqueta, and we've won the game. Just brilliant players. NUFC has his thoughts on selling Wilson this summer window and making Wood our second choice with a big striker signing this summer.
Oh, never mind.
No.
Never.
No.
I understand why he's saying it. But who's going to buy a player that's as injured as he is now? Can't see it.
No, it's.
Well, I don't think we should sell Callum Wilson. I think he's still got a lot to offer. The fact of the matter is, if we buy a big name striker in the summer, you know, and Callum Wilson is still around, you know, he won't play it as often. So therefore,
that's a fair comment.
We're not putting as much strain on him. So he could basically, you know, he could play 2 every now and again. Callum Wilson drops to the bench every now and again. You know, he's got options with Callum Wilson still in the squad. Because if it was between Callum Wilson and Chris Wood as a second choice striker, I know who I'd have every day of the week. And it certainly wouldn't be Chris Wood. So there's your answer. I do think that Callum Wilson has still got a lot to offer, but the fact that he wouldn't be playing as much football says to me that he would be the better option, certainly as either a second striker or, you know, to come on. But we'll see. Alex, good evening. Stato wriggles and writhes in his sleep as he hears sounds in the distance of Chippers mentioning ASM, the laptop gently calling for its owner from the office to defend the Toon's hero. Oh, dear me. Honestly.
I think whenever I open my mouth, I think Alex must get a cold sweat, mustn't he? Like, thinking,
his ears start to burn, and he just knows. Yeah. He's like, his ears starts to get itchy and burn, and then all he does is go, Chippers. Yes.
I was just going to say, like, the thing Wood and Wilson, quality, not quantity. Like,
what?
Jemmy, you sound like a robot.
Right, I was just going to say about Wood and Wilson, it's quality, not quantity.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you say that obviously Wood plays more games, he doesn't contribute as much. When you look at how many games Wilson's played and how many goals he's contributed, then obviously I know which I'd prefer as well.
I mean, you know, let's face it. If Callum Wilson can be, if he's not, you know, if we don't put the reason is he's the only striker we've had this season. You know, early doors, and he was played constantly. And even Callum Wilson admitted the squad weren't fit. He was going to a private gym to up his.
That's what he was.
You know, so listen, if anybody's to blame really for the state of the club,
Steve Bruce,
injury-wise, it's Steve Bruce because he didn't train them properly. And the players have come out and said that. That's not me having a dig at him. That is what the players have come out and said many, many times. Look at John Joe Shelby. He came out and hammered Steve Bruce as well and said the fitness wasn't there and that he is feeling so much fitter towards the back end of the season than he was at the start, which is incredible.
Well, I think Joe Linton's good proof of that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Joe Linton under Bruce to Joe Linton under now.
Yeah.
Of course, I think the whole team's proof of that.
You've got to feel for Andy. Sorry, Nick.
I think the whole team's proof of that.
Yeah,
you're right.
Like the fitness under Howe's so much better.
Yeah.
You've got to feel for Andy Carroll, haven't you? Leaving Newcastle to get rid of Steve Bruce and then goes to West Brom and that twat rolls up. Yeah, feel for him.
I mean, I don't think Andy Carroll was happy about that, to be honest. Jim says, "Okay, which strikers would we sign? Should we sign realistically? Who would work with the current team minus our strikers?" Well, we will be talking about that in a future show, Jim. So stay tuned. Keith, thank you for a $10 super chat. He is a fun one. He says, "If given the players you would want, what's the formation you would like to see?" Well, if we sign Connor Cody and a striker, then we just need to play a 1-2-1 and we're fine. We'll just play with 4 players. But we will be looking at all weeks. We will be looking at possible formations with certain players and things like that. So it should be some good shows coming up. We've also got a big guest coming on, hopefully within the next couple of weeks on the show.
Tyneside wife.
No, not a footballer. It's someone from the media who's very, very well known, who is a sports journalist. So it's going to be fantastic. He's been in touch with me today and hopefully going to arrange a time, which is going to be brilliant. V says ASM is so frustrated, to be fair. I think he has the ability. He just needs to keep his head up and read the field better. Danielle says Chippers has awoken the beast. Here comes Alex. 3-0 Liverpool. 3-0.
Yeah,
3-0.
John.
John. Are you okay, John?
I'm fine. Absolutely canny.
Money.
Can I just say who gave the ball away for Manchester United? Harry Maguire.
John Sinclair.
I mean, absolutely astounding. What a finish that is by Mane, by the way. Just can't
legislate that. Brilliant finish, by the way.
We can't, John, and I can feel your anger from here, mate.
If only team get beat.
John, sometimes it's best to go MIA when Man United play.
I know. He's staying off every item of social media. He's come on here because he just can't. Well, I love you, brother. Anyway, Ginger says for Newcastle is to progress, Paul, we need 3 forwards, not wingers. With City signing Haaland, wingers can't score. We need inside forwards to run on from Bruno's passes.
How many Salah got? How many Mane got?
Yeah, but wingers are basically inside forwards too if you play them that way.
To be fair, Man City haven't signed Haaland yet. That is a rumour.
The front three for Liverpool have all scored today.
They have.
I was going to say, can I just say as well?
And now they're making a change and they're bringing Jota on. So I mean, Jesus Christ.
Don't wingers create chances? Aren't wingers meant to create chances for the strikers as well, just by off chance?
Yeah. We've been linked with the return of Ivan Toney today. I've seen that a couple of times.
Yeah.
I think that's just because he's played for us. I don't see anything in that at all. Thoughts on many fans are calling for Paqueta in the summer. They are indeed. We spoke about that. Foxy says ASM has also scored more this season than he did the last 2 years. So there has been better consistency, which so many claim there hasn't. Interesting.
He hasn't scored for 4 months. He hasn't scored since December.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
true. Very true.
Yeah. Nigel says, just watched Oliver Bernard's interview, an ex-Leon Geordie legend. He is highly confident Toon is in talks with Lucas Paqueta already. Another Bruno with a +10 goal ratio from midfield.
Get the cans out.
Listen, you can't tell me that if Newcastle are slightly interested in Paqueta, then that Bruno isn't in really having a lot of say about this, about what kind of player he is and things like that, bringing his best mate to the Toon. I mean, that would just complete it all, to be honest. Wagner says that celebration for Bruno, seeing as he sits on the field completely exhausted, it's amazing. Well, I'm not surprised he's exhausted because the ground he made up to get there was just incredible, John.
Absolutely. I mean, the guy's an athlete and he works hard for the team. And you know what it is? It's work rate as well. For what I watch him, it's been absolutely fantastic. For me, he's a complete midfielder. He's world class, and he's an elite midfielder in my eyes. But the makeup was 70 yards made up, and to get the end of that was just so amazing. It just goes to show you got heart, passion, and he just wants his all for the club, Paul.
Yeah, without a doubt.
First time he's finished the full game as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Say again?
Yeah.
First time he's finished the full game as well. So he's been building his fitness up for all the games.
Absolutely. And he's going to get, the order is, Billy, he's going to get better and better next season. Build a team around him, right? Get better players around like Paqueta, someone up front. And I tell you what, we're going to have a fantastic season with Bruno. I mean, Bruno, for me, can you imagine Brazil win the World Cup? I tell you what,
John,
to offer.
John, what Bruno, you're on about Fernandez or Grima?
I was going to say that.
Right. Listen, this is a Newcastle show. Chippers, shut it.
Yes,
Julie says, Ginger, how about a nice mix of wingers and forwards? Good wingers can score goals too. Exactly. Inside forward winger, whatever it may be, they can score goals.
Same thing from my eyes.
Yeah. I said to everyone on the day we signed him on the Toon review that Bruno is one very special player, and we have not just signed a defensive midfielder. The guy can play anywhere like he does for Brazil. He floats around the whole pitch. Well, he doesn't float around, does he? He puts himself about. He's just bosh. Novik says the clip I sent you on Twitter, Paul, and Billy sheer class. Yes, very, very much so. Cesare says Salah was a winger before he became an inside forward, as was Sterling, Henry, and Mane. Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Ginger, mate, I think you had a bit of a mare this time, and today's Sinclair Award is heading your way by the looks of things. Paul says he had to go. Yep, mafia work to be attended to, checks to sign, cash to count, all that kind of stuff. Carl says Bruce couldn't tell us. Bruce couldn't tell ASM to stay in the country when he was on a golf course in Portugal. Yeah, that's a good point.
Fair comment.
Jack, good evening. Coming up for the Liverpool game. Couldn't get a ticket, but coming up to support the boys from the local pub. Be good to see you all. Yeah, Jack and Emma, it'll be great to see you guys up from Bristol. Why don't you get a ride up with John Sinclair? You know, I mean, he's coming up for the game, aren't you?
I am indeed.
Are you actually, you've been allowed to get your ticket back, are you?
Yeah, it's been said. Yeah,
you've got permission to get it back, have you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Good news.
Where you?
I want to get douche, Gemma.
I was just wondering where you're staying. You know, when you come up to Newcastle for the match.
Oh God knows, Gemma. It's somewhere with his harem somewhere. You know, just Stanley. Stanley could be anywhere. John Sinclair could be anywhere. Well, John could be in one place and there's Anaconda in the other, but we'll not get into that. Peter says, please say hi to Annie and tell him that KK bought Andy Cole from Bristol City. Thank you so much.
That's right, you did.
Yeah.
Not that I was alive then, but yeah.
No, Annie wasn't even here to see Andy Cole, so it doesn't count. Nigel says, in February, I put a tenner on Target and Paqueta being our first signings. The odds have been halved now. Interesting. Was going to add Botman, but I bottled it. John, I've heard you say many, many times that he's going to AC Milan, right? That's not a done deal, mate. It's not a done deal.
Well, the thing is, though, right? I mean, so in my point, according to Fabrizio Romano, I mean, your mate as well, it's mine, that he said it's a done deal, 5-year contract, 56K a week, 3 million a season. So, oh, man.
He hasn't signed the contract yet, John. What's to say Newcastle go in and say, right, we'll match the contract length, but we'll give you 70 grand a week.
56K seems a very cheap amount for.
Yeah.
Well, they're Italians. Oh, wait, Billy. They're Italians.
I guess
they do
money
everything
won't
on the
always
cheap.
talk if there's a chance of winning trophies with Milan.
Yeah, the thing is,
Didn't
go on.
Didn't Botman agree? Didn't Botman agree a contract with her in Jan?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Now listen, you just never know with Botman, do you? I mean, if we go in and say there's 70K a week, who's rustling? What the hell's going on? Are these ghosts in here again?
Could be Billy.
That's like someone's had a curry.
Oh,
Right, hang on. I'm going to have to do my sound checks here. It's not Nick. It's Annie.
He's in the toilet, really. Let's be honest.
It's the AirPods.
No, it's not Annie. It's not Annie. It is not Annie.
Yeah, guys, Paul, just on Botman as well, right?
Yeah.
He wants to play in the Champions League. That is the thing. That's what he wants, apparently. So we're actually in the summer. We're seeing the summer, mate. We're seeing the summer.
Chippers, why the hell are you rolling your eyes there?
yeah.
We're seeing some.
Oh, I don't
I don't know what the hell's going on with the sound here, but it's gone mental.
Might be Chippers, by the sound of it. Sounds like he's in Doctor Who.
What
There you
on
go.
earth?
Do you a Dalek, Chippers?
Yeah, it's Chippers. It is Chippers. Yeah. Oh, it's always bloody Chippers. By the way, Clive, thank you. Somebody just sent a super chat and it's gone off the screen.
I'll get it for you.
I think it was Clive.
Khaled Al Sharif.
No, that one I can see. The 50 Saudi Arabian. What is it?
Riyadh.
Anyway, Riyadh. That's it.
George is the £5.
George, yes. Where the hell have I got Clive from? George said that. Thank you for the £5, George. And he also said if we get more Brazilians, we should use the Brazilian strip as our second strip next season.
It always used to be. Always used to be.
Yeah, it did. It did indeed. And Khaled Al Sharif over there in Saudi Arabia, thank you very much for the 50, Riyadh. The team is literally close to achieving the miracle by staying up. Hope the critics eat their words. How are the lads from Saudi Arabia? Well said, Khaled. Well said, my man.
Can I just say Fulham have been officially promoted?
That's fantastic. So it'll be 12 minutes tonight with the relegation party.
It's another London team.
Oh, Chippers is gone. Well, we've got a man to come in. It is the it's Archer. Good evening, mate.
Good evening.
I didn't see you after the game on Sunday. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it was a good game. I'm glad we got the 3 points. Like Bruno's second goal was unreal.
Yeah. Were you jumping up and down?
I was.
Could you contain your emotions?
I was jumping up and down, like.
Yeah, it was brilliant, wasn't it? I mean, the atmosphere was just fantastic, to be honest.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Ab says Paul had a real Sinclair calling for Hendrick in midfield. As shocking as Stato's Leicester prediction. Yeah,
Don't
well,
ever give Alex a Sinclair. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he does. He very much does. Apart from predicting the scores and sticking up for SM sometimes when there's just evening, Alex. Geordie says, evening all. Why is there a Man United diehard supporter wearing a Toon shirt on this stream? Only joking, John. Wagner says, I would rather have solid signings like Paqueta and Botman instead of star players like Neymar or Lewandowski.
Exactly.
Yeah, listen, it's all about building a squad, and I think, Billy, at one stage we have to think, we have to think sort of logically here and say, right, we're building a squad. But for me, there is going to be a big name signing, like a little bit like what Man City did, building it up with one really outstanding signing that really just is the marquee.
And this is where we need a proper kind of DOF behind us, really, because we don't want to be buying these mercenaries like Neymar, like Lewandowski would be at his age, looking for a final paycheck. We need someone of the character of Bruno that's going to be a big name with that kind of character. So that's the issue we've got. We've got to find someone that has all that, and that's why we need a good DOF behind us. And hopefully we can get Mr. Ashworth through the door sooner rather than later.
Yep, definitely. Ginger's come back and said we need a front three. We don't need wingers. We need goals. Natural goal scorers. Look at
have
Liverpool.
a front three.
They have 5 attacking players who all get 10+ goals. Mane, Salah, Firmino, Diaz, Jota. We have Wilson. Anybody like to reply to that?
We've got three
of them are
forwards.
wingers.
We have a front three. We just mean, I agree with you. We need ones that could score 10 goals a season.
Well, yeah. I mean, look.
I mean, if you have that, if you have those kind of players, you're in for a title challenge. You have 4 players, like 4 or 5 players with 10+ goals. You're in for a title challenge.
Listen, could you imagine we had sort of 3 of them? If them players in our current squad, we'd be challenging. No doubt about it.
I agree.
It's just the way it is. Nigel also says AC Milan are being investigated at the moment, so they could get a transfer ban.
Ooh.
That'll be interesting.
Yes, John, more dodgy stuff going on in Italian football. It's just incredible, isn't it, John? I mean,
yeah.
The backhanders that go on in the Serie A is just wrong on every level. But they look like they're going to get found out.
They're going to get caught, mate. They're going to get caught, apparently. Like Lille and Napoli's making deals for Osimhen, and they're giving like 4 players away, backhanders as well, Paul. So where's that going? I just don't know. But as soon as I know, I'll certainly find out. But it doesn't look good, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't look good at all.
Davey makes a good point here. J7 is much the same. Needs to relax when he gets into the penalty area. He's got the same problem as ASM. Does the real hard work, gets in great positions, and it's his final shot that lets him down. There was a good opportunity for him in the first half on Sunday, but unfortunately he used his left peg and he blasted it over. That will come. I think that'll come. They both need to work on it and become better players because of it. Is the game live tomorrow, says Jason? No, it's not. I don't think it is anyway, but it will be on John Sinclair's TV channel on YouTube for a watch along. So if you want to spend the evening with John, and he'll talk you through the game. But then on Saturday away at Norwich, I'm back doing the commentary on this channel. So get yourselves on there for that one, because as people know, I do not know what I come out with half the time. So the passion gets in the way of sense. Which is, as everybody knows, is very, very strange for me to let passion overcome my sense. I'm normally a very sensible talking host.
He's involved.
What was that, Gemma?
Oh, it was a bit random. I was just saying to John, I like his green screen.
I do actually. Have you been getting new lighting, John?
Not yet, but I'm getting paid in a couple of days.
So that link I sent you, you've just put it in the bin, have you?
No, I still got it.
All right, I'll let you off.
I'll
let you off.
You know, having Joe Linton and Bruno in his background, you know.
Looks like the 3 degrees.
Guys,
good evening, Stu. Ginger says, Paul, I agree with that. We need a poacher, a mobile forward. Darwin Núñez is really good, but if we don't buy more attacking players, there's no point signing him because St. Fraser aren't his level.
That's like my argument with ASM and Chris Wood. Like they aren't on the same level. Yeah. ASM's got different thinking of Chris Wood, and they can't play with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Look. I think it'll be very, very interesting to see who we do go for in the summer, as to sort of, putting a team together. Because it's all right signing loads of different players, but you've got to put them into a team. And I think that's where Jurgen Klopp has done exceptionally well at Liverpool. Putting these guys
big names
into a team. Yeah,
they've become big names because they're so good.
They signed
like Robertson.
You just said before. They signed Salah for 17 million. I mean,
Robertson relegated from Hull. Look at him now.
Yeah. It's madness, but it's just football can just throw these crazy things up in life all the time. Anyway, it is time for the predictions. Now, obviously, we did the preview show yesterday and got the host predictions. So, Billy, we don't need your prediction tonight, but we will get everybody else's. Starting with Mr. Archer.
I'm gonna go with 3-0.
I like it. And who's going to score?
Bruno.
Yeah.
4-0
Liverpool.
Boom, boom.
Oh, Harry Maguire, that was such a lovely pass again. Absolute hospital pass. The loser ball, in goes Salah, and he clips it over the top. And
watch Harry Maguire trying to play the offside. Watch Harry Maguire trying to play offside.
What kind of pass
Oh my God! What a finish, by the way, people! What an absolute finish! Wow!
But after he did that, he tried to play him offside. Watch.
No.
Yeah,
I'm seeing it right now.
Just off Wan-Bissaka and went over. But listen, what was Maguire doing? Playing the ball out wide in the first place was a terrible pass, and then trying to get an offside. What a I'm pleased he doesn't play for
one
us.
of my friends the other day is a big Ronaldo fan. As a joke, he's like, Ryan, you must convert to Man United. I said never. Fuck that team.
Yeah.
There's only one United, mate.
Yes, isn't that right, John?
Of course. And that's the team, by the way.
He said to my face, United too. I said, don't say United to my face.
Wow.
I call them Manchester.
Them lot down the road. Manua.
Right.
Yeah. Archer, thanks for coming on, buddy. Oh, Archer, thanks for coming on, mate. Take care. Are you going to the game tomorrow?
I'm at the match tomorrow.
Right, I'll see you tomorrow night then.
Catch you later.
Take care, bud. Right, Gemma, your turn.
Newcastle 3, Crystal Palace 2.
Ooh. A 5-goal thriller. Who's going to score for the Toon?
I'm thinking Bruno, Willock, and ASM or Wood. I'm thinking possibly Wood.
Well, he didn't say anything on Chris Wood, actually, did he, in his press conference? So he must be fit. Unless he just, we see Dwight Gill on the team sheet tomorrow. But wow, that'll be interesting. I hope you're right, Gemma, on the win. But thanks for coming on.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be there, so it's bound to be a win.
Well,
she's a jinx.
The amount of home games I've missed, we've won. I think I've only seen one win this season in person.
Yeah, you stay away, Gemma.
Thank you.
Right, thanks for coming on, Gemma. See you later.
See you, Dicey.
Yeah, Jem. See you later.
Right, Nick.
3-1. ASM, Wood, and I'm going to say Almiron or Bruno.
No, you can only choose one. You can't put on a betting sheet that you can't say first person to score, I'll go Almiron or Bruno.
Actually, you can. That's it.
I might have none. Bloody gambling anonymous there.
Fine, Almiron.
Oh my God.
Because he's due one.
Oh, that was nasty.
Right, you guys are ahead of me, but that looked close.
Cater. That's a red card.
Oh, that's nasty by Cater on Lingard.
He's only give a yellow.
Yeah, no, he's injuring a future player.
They played on as well. Oh, dear me.
Oh, surely. Oh! It's all kicking off. The shite Bruno's just leveled.
Wow. Don't call him Bruno. We all know the best
gone in
Bruno.
there to kick off. It's all gone ballistic.
Boom! Oh, I tell you what, bro.
That's
I
close
tell
to
you
it,
what. That could go. That they could fart this.
Ooh.
Someone's getting sent off, that's for sure.
Ooh, I tell you, that's a sending off offence,
went
people.
right over the
That should be red.
Yeah.
That should be
All day
red.
long.
That
day
should
long.
be red.
But if they didn't VAR Cater, they won't VAR
Well,
that.
then again, Cater
Nah.
should have been off 2 minutes before that. So,
Kate has this nasty little habit of making these challenges. It's
Who the
I
guy?
hate
the
Bruno
Admiral?
Fernandes, me. I hate the little ferret, me. Honestly, I can't stand the bloke. He's a whinging little buck-toothed ferret. Anyway, Nick, thanks for coming on, matey. Catch up with you soon.
See you next time.
See you, Nick.
Take care, buddy.
Ta-ra.
Sinclair.
I'm going to say Newcastle 1, Palace 0.
A 1-0.
It's going to be tight. I tell you what, I changed my mind. Can I change my mind? I'll go 2-1. I'll go 2-1.
2-1. And who's going to
in a
score?
matter of seconds.
Bruno.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say I'm going to say ASM. Sorry, ASM.
It's kicking off again. It's kicking off again.
Who's he?
What?
Bob Marley.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What the hell is that on his head?
The sideshow Bob.
Wow.
He's from Tunisia. He's from
I'll
Tunisia.
tell you what, Ryan, it looks like a dead beaver, mate. You might pour some maple syrup.
He'll be outside the Palace in the morning.
That is, why would you have
It looks like a beaver dam.
That's funny.
That is ridiculous.
He looks like one of those Simpsons
Bob
characters. I
Marley.
can't remember his name.
I'm
What
staggered
the
that
hell
any
is
young
that?
man would have a haircut.
Sideshow-
If I was his manager, I would have the
Sideshow
bloody
Bob
clippers
or
out
something.
and do it myself in the dressing room. You're not playing for a club like us.
Imagine
with a
him and
stupid
Hamza
haircut like
Chowdhury
that.
on the same team.
Yeah.
And Guendouzi.
Hell.
Oh, God.
Honestly, I think there's going to be a sending off before, isn't it? What? We're into injury time now. 4-0 Liverpool. That means a 9-0 aggregate for Liverpool over Man United this season. 9-0.
Shocking.
Wow.
Shocking.
It's nice. It's hilarious.
Who's going to score, John, in your 2-1 prediction? Sorry.
Yeah, 2-1. It's going to be ASM, and it's due for a goal, by the way. And I'm going to say Bruno. He'll do it again.
Nice one. Right. Thanks for coming on, John. If anybody isn't going to the game tomorrow and wants to watch along, John Sinclair TV on YouTube, go and join him for that. And he'll talk you through the game tomorrow night. Thanks for coming on, John.
You too, lads.
Take
See
care,
you,
man.
John. You too, buddy.
John.
See you later.
Annie, we'll let you have a little pluck for Newcastle again. I mean, it seems you're a closet Maggie.
Very, very good. I don't know. I just see this being a Desmond. I just see this being 2-2.
Desmond.
Desmond 2-2. You must have heard of Desmond 2-2, Ryan.
The hell's that?
Oh,
Oh, my
Jesus
Lord.
Christ.
Oh.
I'm so uncultured.
Uncultured?
You heard of a
He's been
triple
dead 5
Nelson?
years, to be fair to him.
Yeah. Who's going to
And
score,
Nelson?
Annie, for Newcastle?
Chris Wood and Joe Willock.
Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. I can see Chris Wood scoring first half. Joe Willock coming on as a substitute because I don't think he'll start. I think he'll go with the same three, but you never know. Annie, thanks for coming on, buddy. See you
problem,
soon,
Paul.
mate. Thank you. Good night.
See everyone.
See you, Annie.
See ya.
See you, mate.
Who's next? Adrian.
Yo. Do you know what? I'm going 4-0.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
2 from Bruno, 1 from Joe Linton, and then maybe a cheeky Matt Target blast.
Well,
Wow.
he's due one. He's due one, isn't he?
Oh, definitely.
I think Mane's just missed. Salah's just missed a really good chance. And by the way, he's or De Gea's just saved it corner to Liverpool, but never mind. Right, Adrian, thanks for coming on and making your debut on the forum, mate. Love to have you on again. So we'll see you soon.
See you, Adrian.
Bye bye.
Take care. Right, Mr. Canadian man, on the give us a prediction of joy for us all.
I'm going 2-1 again. Newcastle win.
I don't like these 1-goal games, man.
I got the last two games spot on. 1-0, 2-1. This time, I'm gonna go ASM and Almiron to score.
Wow. Foxy, I really hope this prediction isn't right. I mean, a 1-0 win, fair enough, but Richie, a right-footed volley from 45 yards in the 95th minute. Christ, I don't think I could take it again. Right, Ryan, thanks for coming on. See you next week, mate.
See you, Ryan.
Yeah. Take care, bud. Right, Mr. King of Qatar, finish us off with the predictions.
Maxi is going to have his best game all season.
Wow.
Because Vieira's the one who got rid of him in France.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go 2-1. Maxi and Wood's going to score. Yeah, Wood will score finally, I think, again.
You always say Chris Wood now he's your best mate, isn't he? Your little photo pal, your little selfie buddy.
Friend of the stars.
Yeah,
I think he'll score. Maximon's going to do it. I think he needs to do it, prove something now. Especially against the guy who got rid of him.
Yeah, well, I hope you're right, mate. What score are you going for?
2-1.
2-1, right.
They'll score as well. We always do it with this one. The game against Leicester,
they've had a lot of penalties this season. When you've got Zaha flying and throwing himself to the floor like he does, there's always an opportunity of conceding penalties. But hey ho. Right, Roy, thanks for coming on, mate, and we'll see you next week, mate.
See you next week.
Take care.
Cheers, Roy. See you, mate.
See you, lad. See you, mate. Bye.
Isn't it great to see the positivity, Paul?
I know. Everybody said a win.
Except for someone that said 2-2.
Yeah, but that was Annie. He's not a Newcastle fan.
That's
so he
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the Newcastle fans. Andrew going 7-0, of course. Yeah, he does it every week. One day that'll happen, Andrew. You know, we'll turn it on and score 7 goals. Maybe a 7-0 win over Burnley on the last day of the season. That would be impressive. Right, we are going to do the draw. But first of all, before we do the draw for this book, if you have enjoyed the show, guys, tonight, as usual, give it a thumbs up for us. It really, really does help the channel. If you do hit the like button, it puts us up in the search results and tells YouTube something fantastic is going on this channel. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please do hit the subscribe button. A very, very busy week coming up on the channel. Let's have a look. What have we got coming up? We've got the match review, which is Thursday night. So join us for that one. Friday night, we've got the match preview for the Norwich game. Saturday, starting at 2:30, we've got the live watch along with commentary from myself from Carrow Road, and that starts at 2:30. And then at 6 p.m. the same night, we've got the match reaction with me, Billy, Danielle, and Alex. So a lot to look forward to on the channel this week. So make sure you're subscribed and you've hit the notification bell, and that'll let you know every time we go live or record a video. So don't forget to do that. Thank you to everybody that super chatted tonight. Thank you very much to Billy for joining me and hosting, and to all the guests on the fan forum, to all of you who've commented tonight, and of course to the mods backstage. Thank you so much for keeping the chat going again, nice and cleanly as normal. Fantastic work. And of course to Geordie Riffs, premium guitar lessons for children and beginners. Guitar repairs and servicing. They've got their own recording studio, and they will give you your first lesson free of charge. You can find them at geordieriffs.co.uk, Geordie Riffs on Instagram, Geordie Riffs Official on Facebook. Right, Billy, it is time for the draw. Give me a number between 1 and 157.
Let's say 155. Let's go high.
Ooh. Now, this doesn't mean that it's the 155th member, by the way. This is just somebody that's come out as the number. Let's have a look. The winner of the book is V. Taylor. V. Taylor, well done. Congratulations on winning the book. The Newcastle Miscellany book will be on its way to you. Now, what you'll need to do, V, is you'll need to email me. The email address is in the description below. Nathan's saying it's rigged. I really don't know how it's rigged, but never mind. Well done to V. So if you can email me your address, please, and I will get that off to you straight away. We do have Robert Lee's book to give away very shortly as well. WTF. Yes, you have won, V. So if you can send me your address, I'll get that off to you. You can contact me on Facebook if you're in the Facebook group. You can message me that way. Message me on Twitter, or you can message me at my email address, which is at the very bottom of the description of the show. So well done to V. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will be back tomorrow night. No, not tomorrow night. It's the match, of course. I will be doing an instant reaction video from the car again. So I'll be doing that straight after the game. But we will see you live on here on Thursday night for the match reaction, with hopefully celebrating yet again another 3 points for Newcastle United. But in the meantime, guys, if you're going to the game, have a fantastic night. Try and come and say hello. 3 points, and onwards we go. How are the lads?
How are the lads?
Good night, everybody.